Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Let's learn English. Friends, today I have brought for you analysis of the poem from 11th standard English course book. Poem number 2.2 is The Sower, written by Victor Hugo. Originally, this poem was written by Victor Hugo, a French poet. And now this is a translation of the poem which is done by the poetess Toru Lata Dutt. So let's get back to our English course book and study the poem The Sower. Friends, if you like the video, don't forget to like and share with your friends. And do subscribe my channel. This will help you give notification of my upcoming videos. First of all, let's know something about the poet Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo was a poet, novelist and a dramatist of the 19th century. He was the most important of the French Romantic writers. Though he is regarded as one of the country's greatest poets in France, he is better known for his novels such as Notre Dame de Paris and Les Miserables. This poem, which has been translated by Toru Lata Dutt, is a Bengali poetess. She is also known as Toru. She has written in English and French, was born on 4th of March 1856 in Kolkata. She is considered to be the first Indian poetess to write verses in English and French. She has translated dozens of poems and completed a novel before her death at the age of 21. Her poems like Sita, Lotus and Our Casuarina Tree are well loved by all. Friends, all of us know that agriculture is the backbone of the Indian economy. Farmers have to undergo a number of problems and challenges, but still they are hopeful of getting good crops. And here, this poem also gives us a same message of optimism, faith and belief. The farmer who is working in a farm for a long time has patience and dedication. And so he is optimistic of getting good harvest this time. The present poem is about the struggle and determination of a hardworking farmer. The poem has been divided into 5 stanzas having 4 lines each. The rhyme scheme of the poem is ABAB. So let's now read out the poem and try to understand each stanza of the poem. The Sower. Sitting in a porchway cool, sunlight I see dying fast. Twilight hastens on to rule, working hours have well nigh passed. The poet says that one day he sits in a porchway. Porchway means an entrance, a veranda, a covered shelter in front of a building. Porchway can also mean a small area at the entrance of a building. So the poet one day sits in a porchway to enjoy the sunset. He watches the ruddy, that is red sunlight, which is fading away fast. And as the evening approaches, the twilight begins to roll. In other words, we can say that the darkness starts spreading all over. At such a time when there is no light, people stop their work in the farm. They go back to their homes. Stanza number 2. Shadows run across the lands, but a sower lingers still. Old in rags, he patient stands, looking on, I feel a thrill. There is nothing in the land but the shadows which shoot all over the places. Shadows have started spreading all over. However, among those shadows, the poet can see that there is one sower, that is, a farmer who is sowing seeds. Sower means a person who is implanting the seeds. So he is still lingering over there. He is still roaming in his farm. And then the picture of a farmer has also been portrayed by the poet. The farmer is old in rags. The old farmer is wearing torn clothes and is still standing there in his farm patiently. The poet feels thrilling watching the farmer working in the farm for so long. Stanza number 3. Black and high his silhouette dominates the furrows deep. Now to sow the task is set, soon shall come a time to reap. In the third stanza, the poet says that the sower's silhouette. Silhouette here means the shadow of the sower. So the silhouette is getting dark and it keeps growing as the night approaches. It spreads over the deep furrows, which are now invisible due to darkness. Furrows are a narrow trench made by a plough for sowing seeds. According to the poet, the sower might be thinking now that it is the time to sow the seeds, and he is doing it. Soon the crops will grow and the sower will be able to reap the fruit of his hard labor and dedicated work. Stanza number 4. Marches he along the plain, to and fro and scatters wide. From his hands the precious grain, muse I as I see him stride. The poet is observing the sower and gives us minute details of his observation. The sower and his activities have been described by the poet. The sower marches to and fro. To and fro means from one end to the other and then back to the first one. So the sower is marching along the plain in the farm and he scatters the precious grain from his hands in the field. The grains are very precious as they will grow into crops and they will make the sower prosperous. The poet here becomes moody, that is sad, by seeing the farmer struggling so much. The line of this stanza, muse I as I see him stride. The poet here reflects upon the farmer and his activities. The farmer is walking with long steps. Stride means walking with long steps. So the farmer is working very hard in his farm so that the crops is going to get in his farm. They'll be very precious to him and there will be a time of prosperity because of his hard work and dedication. Stanza number 5. Darkness deepens, fades the light. Now he gestures to mine eyes, are august and strange. His height seems to touch the starry skies. So here in the final stanza, the poet says that soon the darkness deepens. That is, night appears. The daylight is no more. And the poet cannot see the gestures, the activities of the farmer properly. They seem to be strange, which he cannot understand now. In the final line, the poet says that the height of the sower now seems to touch the starry skies. That is, it becomes so dark that it becomes invisible. The poet is fascinated to see the silhouette of the sower dominating the furrows, and his thinking undergoes a complete change. He develops a sense of respect for the man who quietly sows the seeds and waits patiently for the time to reap. His image now grows tall to touch the starry skies, and his gestures seem to be impressive. The sower is poor and surely he has seen many bad harvests, but he is ever hopeful for a bounteous harvest with each toss of grain. He is old, but the energy in throws, flings, grand gestures of his hand suggests an ageless being. So in this final stanza, the farmer's image is dignified in poet's eyes. So he calls him august personality. The sower is dedicated. He has perseverance. He is confident and determined to get good crops this year. And so he is working very hard, laboriously in his farm. Friends, I hope you have enjoyed learning the poem The Sower. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. This will give you notification of my upcoming videos. So do tune in, stay connected, stay happy.